Good day, YouTubers. Time to sip a little bit of royal tea. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment. Piers Morgan, in an interview with an Australian TV station, excoriates Meghan Markle. And he basically accuses her, he says she's fake and a social climber, and she has used him on her way to climb to the top. And he has a warning for Harry. So this is just a Photoshop mashup. You know, Piers Morgan is looking very... and she's looking, you know, he's just looking angry, and she's looking just like she's laughing at him. But that's just a Photoshop mashup. Okay, let's read. Piers Morgan branded Meghan Markle hard-nosed on the Today Show. He said former actress was a piece of work who acted her way to the top. That's very interesting. Acting her way to the top. So he's accusing her of not being genuine. Piers issued a word of warning to Prince Harry and said, good luck to him. Okay, the Mail Online columnist and editor-at-large castigated the Duchess of Sussex in the interview with Deborah Knight, which aired on Thursday morning. That was 2 days ago. He said Meghan was fake and has used people throughout her life to get where she is now. Deborah asked, is Meghan really fake and a piece of work, as I know you've said before? You know what? I'm sorry to have to say I'm afraid I think she is, Piers replied. Although some people really like her and are falling for this act, I'm afraid I see a bit of a hard-nosed actress. She's been using people on her way up to what is now, of course, the top, which is marrying into the royal family. That's a quote. Piers told how he was friends with Meghan before she met Prince Harry in July 2016, and she ghosted him. I got to know her quite well over a 2-year period. We would mess each other a lot and email a lot. That's a long time. Piers recalled a time the pair met up in London. Piers says, I had a couple of pints of real ale and she had dirty martinis. Okay, classic. That's cool. She said afterwards in the cab, I had a great time, to Piers. Love to see you again. It was purely platonic, I hasten to add. Interesting. Was it purely platonic? She went in that cab that night to a party Prince Harry was at, and the next night she went on the date with him. I never heard from her again, ever. So literally, she met with 2 years. She's texting and calling Piers Morgan, their buddies. They meet up. The night they meet up, she gets in a cab, goes to a party where Prince Harry is, and bam! The next night, she's dating him, and the rest is history. Piers says, I don't like people that behave like that. It's kind of rude. It showed me that she, I'm afraid, is probably a bit of a social climber. Piers finished his answer with a word of warning to Prince Harry. He said, good luck to Harry. I hope he knows what he's doing. If it all goes wrong, don't come crying to me. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay. Strong words. There's legit and illegit reasons. Meghan may not be wanting to talk to Piers. What is the relationship? Let's just start off with the relationship spread between Meghan and Piers Morgan. What's going on with them? Meghan and Piers Morgan. I mean, he's a journalist. Piers is a journalist. That's So, woo, Meghan. Oh, oh my goodness. Wow. Piers Morgan. Wow. Fox and the... Wow. Okay. Meghan has some... This is Meghan's side. Veil, hidden, broken chalice, earthquake. Okay, so this relationship is broken for her. She's really, really, really upset about this, and she's just not saying anything. This adds 19, which is 5 clubs. 5 clubs is crossroads. She just went in another direction, or it can be speaking in a forked tongue. Okay, 5 clubs, crossroads is always 2 or more things. But Meghan is very, very, very upset about this. She is really angry at Piers Morgan. Very upset. Piers Morgan, he has mustard seed, Trinity, and scourge. He has 2 3s. Okay, this 10s are completion. This is over. Okay, and the relationship is broken for Meghan. Piers, 3s are building things. Okay, a family is 2 people, and it becomes 3. You start having children, and you build on it. So it's building actions. He's got 2 3s, 6 7, 2 clubs. He still feels connected. 2 clubs. It's not friendly. There's no hearts. There's no hearts anywhere. It's not friendly, but he still feels connected to her. He still wants to be connected to her. Mustard seed. He wants to communicate with her, and he would like to have, just a collegial acquaintanceship with her. That's what he wants. He wants to be able to talk to her and be friendly with her. And it's just conflict, and he's upset. Okay, he's upset about the way he was treated. She is just devastated. I don't see how these cards could really be any worse. She's devastated, and she's just keeping it all to herself. Okay, and here, these are shadow cards, Cornerstone and Fox. This had 16, 4 spades. 4 spades is coffin, it's over. The relationship is broken, and it's over. The Fox in the foundation. Fox is very clever using the situation, and we kind of got to get at that, because that's what Piers is saying. He's saying that Meghan used him. Okay, so Meghan is particularly upset about this. Okay, does Meghan fear the relationship could damage her status as a royal? Okay, could damage her relation, because he's a journalist. Okay, and journalists talk. She really should be trying to have a good relationship with him. She really should. Okay, because in these things there's a winner and a loser. And I think Piers Morgan is winning right now, because he keeps coming out and saying things like this. And he said something like this before, and she's just devastated by it. She's really not handling it well. She needs to handle it better. And you see how Trump handles this. Okay, she's not Trump, she's the opposite of Trump. But Trump attacks, and makes fun of his enemies and the media. Okay, and Trump is actually winning. Okay, there's a lot of Trump haters out there, but I actually think Trump is winning. Okay, in this situation, Piers is winning. He keeps attacking Meghan, and she has no answer for it. So is Meghan afraid? So she either needs to reconcile with him and get it on a better basis, and that's what he wants, or she needs to be winning. He seems to be winning to me. Okay, and as simplistic as that sounds, I think that's actually what's really going on. So does she fear to talk to Piers because he's the ultimate leak? Okay, is she just concerned legitimately to talk to him. She just doesn't want to talk to him because he's dangerous. As a journalist, he's just dangerous. So does she fear to talk to him? Okay, can we see that? All right. Okay. Does Meghan fear talking to him? City is a stranger card. Strength is a rooted situation. Woman, honest woman. 23 plus 8, 31 is 8 clubs again. City. Money and the woman, the whole situation for the woman, and stranger. She got 3 8s. It's about everything. There's no fear here. Okay, does she fear talking to him because he's the ultimate leak? He's the ultimate leaker. He's paparazzi. He has a huge audience. No, there's no fear here. She doesn't fear him. It's just everything. She just doesn't feel that he is useful, that talking to him is useful. There's no fear. It's just about everything. Everything, everything, everything. All the money, all the people, the public perception, all the money, and the rooted situation. So Meghan is just looking at the situation and saying, you don't fit into this situation. That's interesting. So that suggests that she was using him. I want to look at this. Okay, so this is now. I want to look at Meghan and Piers before, because they were texting and talking for 2 years. And then she went and met with Piers Morgan, and they had, she was drinking dirty martinis, very New York, very skinny jeans. There's no calories in dirty martinis. It's what skinny, sexy people drink, okay? And he was drinking pints, which is what British people drink, and it was very nice. What was the relationship between them 2 years ago, okay, before the final cutoff, okay? Joker and Karmic Shift wanted to pop out. Okay, what were her feelings? What were his feelings? Okay, what was the relationship really like before? Because I want to kind of get he accuses her of using him. Okay, wow, oh my. Okay, that's Meghan. This is Piers. Oh, this is very interesting. Oh, so interesting. Okay, so it's never quite what people say. It's what she has a story, he has a story, and then there's the truth somewhere in the middle. Okay, and so this is before, he cut her off, she cut him off. Okay, heart, okay, good intentions, but it's official. Okay, he's a journalist, and he was very interested in her as a journalist. She's an up-and-coming star. He's interested in her as a journalist. And Star of Bethlehem, this direction, kind of everything, 8 and 9, 17, 5 hearts. 5 hearts reacts. Okay, he didn't have any ill intentions toward her, but he was very interested in her officially. He was officially very interested in her. Here's this beautiful up-and-coming actress, and she's a mover and shaker, and let's just see what comes of this. That's his thing with Meghan. So he was kind of using. He had he had no ill intentions. He's not like using her, but in the back of his mind, he's thinking business. He's a journalist. He's a journalist all the time. A cop is always a cop. He's always a journalist. He's thinking about what could come of this. Okay, and he's just going to see how it plays out. 5 hearts. Which is interesting because he's accusing her of using him. And he's really playing, he was playing her a little bit. That he didn't intend to harm her. I think he intended to help her because the Ace of Hearts has good intentions. Okay, and he wanted to see her succeed. Okay, but he is a journalist. Okay, he's a public person and he's a journalist, and he's just going to see what comes of this. And this is a valuable contact. He's accusing her of using him as a valuable contact. He was exploiting, he did have good intentions for her, but he viewed her as a valuable contact. I find that interesting. So he was not using her, but he would have used her if, you see what I'm saying? He didn't have bad intentions, not like using. Okay, so what's Meghan doing? Jacob's ladder, climbing to the top, lovers through very close relationship, scapegoat. She gets a lot of these weird cards. Scapegoat is cast out. So before the cutoff, 7 and 8. I can't add. 15. 4 clubs. 4 clubs is 4-leaf clover. Actively cultivating a close relationship with this man to get to the top, and then, but she has no feelings for him. So this does suggest that she was using him in her climb to the top, and she developed this very close relationship with him, okay, to make him believe that she really cared about him, and he did care for her. He was rooting for her. He was trying to help her in her climb. She's climbing. He's trying to help her in her climb, but he's also going to help himself a little bit. So she was using him a little bit, and she did lead him to believe that she really cared about him, and he's very emotionally hurt by that. Okay, now Piers said that it was absolutely platonic. Okay, and you know, Meghan's history, I want to know, okay, we have a Me Too culture where men have no rights. Okay, if he slept with her, she's got to be the victim. It's not that she's sleeping her way to the top. Okay, that's the weird culture that we live in. Women have no agency. A grown woman has no agency. And a little child, if it's a boy who's raped, well, that's his fault. You know, that's the culture we live in. So he's swearing that this is platonic, which is actually nice of him because she's in the higher position. So if anybody's using anybody, it's her using him. So did they sleep together? Is that what, I mean, did they sleep together? Because she was with Trevor Engelson, she married him, and she immediately got her role on Suits. Okay, so that advanced her career. And then she dumped Trevor. She sent her ring back in the mail, didn't even say anything. Wow, that's cold-hearted, man. So did they sleep together? We just have to know. Did they sleep together? Whew. Okay, did they sleep together? We got 10s. Inheritance, cup overflowing, olive tree, and player. The actress, 26, finger of God, 7 diamonds. 7 diamonds, the finger of God. Deeply rooted relationship, very emotional, and very established. She really plays on the emotions. 2 hearts, 10 hearts. She comes across as very warm, very loving, always touching. She's always touching Harry. That's what she does. But she doesn't have any feelings. Okay, she's not connecting with you really. She's acting that she really, really, really cares about you, and she's really, really close, really caring, but she's acting. She's an actress. She's acting very emotional. And this is how she establishes the relationship, and then she'll use that relationship to advance herself. 7 diamonds. So here's a 7, this adds 7 diamonds. He was rooting for her to rise, and he was an advocate for her. And she got in really close with him, made him believe that she really loved him, that they were like really close friends, but it's just not true. Okay, for her it's not true. For him, he did care about her. She engaged his emotions. Okay, and here she really engaged his emotions. I don't see them sleeping together. I don't see that at all. But I see her very, very much really engaging his emotions, really getting him on her side and rooting for her, getting him on her side, really engaging him emotionally, and he still, interestingly, he still wants to help her. He's not against her, he's just hurt. He's not against her, he's just hurt. And she... Okay, so my battery went out. All right, so she really engages your emotions. So there is definitely some suggestion that she's acting. She really engages the emotions, but she's not feeling it herself. And here she has very negative emotions for him. He still feels positively toward her. Is Meghan a cold and calculating person in fact? Or is she just very emotional, very changeable, just very reactive? She's the ultimate fence sitter. She sits on the fence and she's just reacting to you, and she's just so flexible that it seems cold-hearted. Okay, she's just very flexible and malleable, and it just seems cold-hearted. Or is she just really a cold-hearted person who is just acting? So is she... Okay, so is she cold and calculating, or is she very emotional and just too emotional? Ooh. Oh my. All right, we can see that. Okay, so we're getting down to it. So is she very cold and calculating or too emotional? Home is the people in her life. Friends and family, the people closest to you. The shoes are coming in and out. These are the people really close to you. The royal family, this guy, Piers Morgan. So really emotional, I'm going to expect to see a lot of hearts. I'm seeing a lot of spades. Okay, I'm seeing the two coldest, most calculating cards. Okay, the King of Spades is the ultimate no feelings at all. The other side of that is the Queen of Spades. Okay, and this is, King is very direct energy. Queen is using the situation more indirect energy. They get to the same place, but they use different methods. And these are the two most cold and calculating cards. And you can see how angry this snake is. I love this snake because it's so angry. So the snake lies in wait and sets traps. The King of Spades, they just come and cut your head off. They'll just grab you and cut your head off. Okay, so what this says is, in her relationships, she's extremely cold and calculating, and so cross is like permanent marriage. This is the permanent marriage card. This is, okay, and these are the close people in your life. So for the people close in her life and permanently, she sets up permanent relationships with you, but she's very cold and calculating. Okay, so she's playing both sides. That's her game. She's playing both sides. She makes her permanent friendships, in her permanent friendships, she's very cold, calculating, and unfeeling. So that is what people are reacting to in Meghan. Meghan is the ultimate cold and calculating, unfeeling person. She presents as very, very loving and warm and touching, and that's why she's always touching Harry. And I think that's what people are reacting to. I'm obviously an intuitive person, and I hate them touching. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Because what's really there? What's really there is very cold, very calculating, and there's no feeling there. It's not an expression of love. It's an expression of control. It's manipulation and control. It's cold and calculating and unfeeling. And that's what she did to him. And that's why he's so upset. And that's what she was doing to Priyanka Chopra. And the question we need to ask ourselves, is that what she's doing to Harry? In all likelihood, probably, okay, because that's, Piers Morgan is actually warning, saying, watch out, Harry. She's just using you. She's just acting. Okay, so let's review. This is Meghan and Piers Morgan now. Okay, Meghan is just really upset about how this has turned out. It's just not working. And she wants nothing to do with Piers Morgan. Just get out of my life. That's how she is. But that's not going to happen. He's a famous journalist, and he's on TV every day in Good Morning Britain, or whatever it's called, and he can comment on her anytime he wants, and he's winning and she's losing. And as simplistic as that sounds, that's the truth. He's winning, she's losing right now. And he keeps criticizing her, and she has no answer. And that's a bad day. That'll ruin your day. Okay, Piers Morgan, he still wants to chill with Meghan. You know, let's put on our skinny jeans, let's have a latte and maybe some dirty martinis at a pub. And, you know, he still wants to talk to her and communicate with her and have a relationship with her. It's not warm and loving, and he's upset. You have to get past him being upset, and she should meet with him, and because it's not that bad for him. He's actually pretty cool. But for her, for the fox, it just doesn't, the fox in the cornerstone, she feels it's not to her benefit to talk to him. And she's devastated and she doesn't know what to do. So she's a real mix. I think she's really, really smart. She's really good at a lot of things, but nobody's good at everything. Okay, and when a relationship breaks for her, like with her father and Samantha, she just doesn't know what to do. She just doesn't know what to do. She gets stuck in her emotions. That's what it feels like to me, and I understand that. I get stuck in my emotions. Okay, so does Meghan fear talking to Piers Morgan because he's this famous journalist? No, it's everything. She got 3 8s. This adds another 8 clubs. It's just everything. It's like a puzzle. She just doesn't feel that he fits into her life, which makes you think using him, scheming, using him. Okay, but it's not personal. He's just not fitting into her life, and so she just dropped him. So here's this very emotional, very close relationship, and she just drops him. And she's upset that it turned out so badly. She's upset at him, that he's upset at her, and she's upset at him that he's upset at her. That's the oldest trick in the book. Okay, so Meghan and Piers beforehand. Okay, this is Meghan, this is Piers. Very close. She developed a very close relationship on her rise to the top. 5 diamonds. Jacob's ladder goes all the way up into heaven. And it was just opportunistic, 4 clubs. Okay, but she had no feelings for him. She got him to engage his feelings, but she had no feelings for him. Okay, she's able to separate herself from her feelings. Okay, what's going on with Piers? He was engaged. His heart was engaged. He's rooting for her to rise to the top. It worked. She developed this close relationship, and it worked, and he became a cheerleader for her to rise to the top. Okay, and that's what she's doing. She develops relationships on her rise to the top, and sometimes she marries these people, whatever. Did they sleep together? I don't see any indication of this, but this adds 7 diamonds. So very solidly, she really engaged his emotions. So they didn't sleep together, but she's showing as an actress, okay, and he's saying she's faking it and she's using you. 7 diamonds. 7 diamonds reaches down. He has the ability to help her to establish herself. And so she engaged his emotions. And that's what I'm seeing. And when people feel used, they really get angry and they reject. Okay, and I think that's what we're seeing in Meghan's life. And it's just really not working. So I don't see them sleeping together at any point, at any time. Okay, but I was afraid that in the Me Too environment, no matter what happened, even if she drugged him like Bill Cosby and she abuses him and sleeps and ties him up and everything, it'll be all his fault. Okay, that's the crazy environment we're living in. Women, one of the richest, most powerful and influential people on planet Earth, has no agency because she's a woman. That's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous. She's more powerful than him. She has more money than him. She has more influence than him. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Is she a cold and calculating person, or is she just so emotional that she just changes her mind all the time? She's just very, very emotional. No. She's very cold and calculating. She sets up these she connects to people emotionally and develops a permanent, solid relationship. Oh, this adds 33. 20, 32. 30, 32. It adds 32. 8 spades. 8 spades again. Another cold and calculating card. She's very cold and calculating. She got the 2 most cold and calculating cards, and one energy is very direct. King of Spades is very direct. Snake is very indirect. So she uses everything very, very clever, always working her angles in the relationships that she develops. She's extremely calculating. She's beyond extremely calculating, and people who realize that, I think that's what's happening with Charles right now. Charles is feeling used, and if that's happening to Charles, Kate seems just upset that there's almost this bipolar side to her. Okay, and this is so negative, and he's still solid. He still wants to talk to her. He still wants a relationship with her. I find that interesting. And he had really good intentions for her, but he what benefits her benefits him. He's a journalist. What benefits her benefits him. And she was only benefiting herself and nothing for Piers. Okay, nothing for you, Piers. No soup for you, Piers. All right, so that's your royalty today. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment.